You are listening to Practical and Woo by Mindset and Manifest. My name is Eden, and I invite you to embark on a journey with me to explore the practical and spiritual edges of the unknown for the purpose of allowing you to embody and empower yourself uniquely as you are and to intentionally create and live a life of freedom and fulfillment. Each week, I'm going to discuss topics such as energetics, reality creation, manifestation, astrology, tarot, and more to help empower you to live beyond perceived limitations and to practically design your life so it feels like absolute magic every step of the way. Let's dive in. Well, hello, mystical soul. Holy moly, it has been a number of weeks since we've had a tarot series episode. To those of you who are studying tarot, love tarot, and want to know what's next in our journey of the major arcana, this episode is right up your alley. If you are not explicitly interested in tarot, feel free to stick around anyway at your leisure to learn about its profound and often life-affirming messages. There is wisdom encoded in everything. The task is to develop an awareness of it. Tarot itself is a tool for liberation encoded with deep spiritual messages that are intended to help awaken you to the truth of who you are and the potential to free yourself from self and societally imposed limitations. All the way back in episode 46, we left our fool at the seat of the Hierophant, an initiation into the ideology that the fool receives for their journey forward, the lens and perspective in which they'll now see and color their world. Before we dive into the next card of the major arcana, I want to emphasize how interesting it is that the beliefs that we hold about the world very much paint our experiences. And those same beliefs typically originate from what we've been told to believe when we were growing up. The invitation here is to open your awareness towards what you've allowed yourself to believe about your life and to choose and adopt your own personal perspective. I'm suddenly getting an image of a sunglasses kiosk. Every pair of lenses has different qualities than every other pair. Every pair of lenses is designed for a different person with different tastes and preferences. The same applies for the metaphorical lenses that operate your perspective, that operate your beliefs and the way in which you relate to the world around you. As we are diving into the next card, which is called the Lovers, I invite you to hold in your mind what your beliefs are about love and what it means to love someone. And I invite you to notice where these beliefs originated from and how your experience of love has appeared in your life. Depending on your perspective, love can mean a whole host of things to you. To the ancient Greeks, for example, there were actually 7 distinguished types of love. They included romantic and passionate love, playful and flirtatious love, affectionate platonic love, unconditional love, universal love, committed love, and self-love. How do you relate to these essences of love? What are your beliefs about them? In their hero's journey, our fool is now arriving in the domain of the lovers, happening upon a landscape where they are on the precipice of being struck by Cupid's arrow, bitten by the love bug, a spark of inspiration that invites questioning of all that has been learned thus far. And yet, all that is simultaneously colored by the beliefs that have been adopted along the way. In other tarot series episodes, I have mentioned the repeating theme of duality within tarot. We have witnessed the magician and the high priestess, the emperor and the empress, light and dark, action and receptivity. Here, the duality exists again with the depiction of a scene in the Rider-Waite iconography of Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. The two figures are presided over by an angel who is the force of unification between them. Adam and Eve are flanked by two trees, one notably the tree of life and the other the tree of knowledge. The dichotomy between reason and wisdom. Two forces that require the other to be truly known. To reason invokes the pursuit of exploration and contemplation, and to be wise requires a deep knowing and trust in the unseen. Two energetic forces coming together in wholeness defines the thematic overture of the Lovers card. And so you might be wondering what this means for you, and you might be wondering, how is this helpful on a practically spiritual level? There is a Kabbalistic parable that I would like to share with you about the origin of the universe. Before the creation of the physical universe, there existed an ethereal realm filled with infinite light and energy, the substance of all of the universe existing as a single entity. In an attempt to emanate and share the light of itself with another, this single entity formed a vessel to receive the light of itself. Pure and unconditional love. Over time, the infinite light continued to give and give and give to the vessel all that it could ever want, all that it could ever imagine, anything and everything it could ever need. And the vessel began to grow a desire to give back to the light. The light could not receive from the vessel because it was complete on its own and did not need anything in exchange. It was already whole. It was already receiving everything that it would need because it was already everything that it would need. And so the vessel shattered in the passion of its desire to meet this need, to give to the light. The shards of the broken vessel scattered throughout the universe, which is how Kabbalah explains the Big Bang. And Kabbalah believes that to have a soul means that you are part of this vessel, expressing a desire to give. It can be very easy to think about and dream about what we can have in life. To say, I want to have $1 million or $1 billion, or I want to have a C-suite title. I want to have my dream home or car. I want to have adoring fans, or whatever else we might have written on our wish list. Most of the desires that lead people to wanting to learn about manifesting and reality creation are founded in this desire to have. But what if the desire to have is in itself a red herring? Many of the episodes that we cover on Practical and we explore the paradoxical nature of the universe. And I believe we are stumbling on yet another. What if your ability to have everything you want out of life directly corresponds to your willingness and even your eagerness to give? And more specifically, to give from the essence of love. To be generous and expansive and creative with the ways in which you meet other humans or other pieces of the vessel, and to give to them by receiving their gifts in return. What if we lived in a world where every single person committed themselves to giving with so much fervor and passion that it was inevitable that you would be taken care of, because as you were giving, everyone else is giving to you? What if the way towards the creation of this reality was by you taking the first step, whether or not you were guaranteed for others to partake at all? Now, I want to be clear. This is not an invitation to give as a martyr or to give at the expense of yourself. The invitation here is to redirect your vision of how you see the world, how you show up in your business, how you relate to your friends and family as a reflection of the love that you have in your heart. To think, how can I give more to others today? And to allow your inner knowing to guide you into creating new ways to give, creating new ways to create magic and sparkly moments in other people's lives, and allowing that magic to reflect back into your own life in kind. How our fool decides to perceive love and the insight offered by the lovers is up to them. And in your own hero's journey, you are invited to make the choice of how you desire to give and receive love. Until next time.